Studio Me Productions is a full-service video production company based in Pittsburgh. It offers custom video production services, podcast studio rentals, and communication studio build-outs. Choosing Studio Me Productions means investing in a partnership that values creativity and delivers results that exceed expectations. With a deep understanding of marketing and storytelling, Studio Me ensures your project will captivate and engage your viewers. Learn more at studiomeproductions.com. That's studiomeproductions.com. A strong work culture is the invisible force that binds employees to each other, to the company, and to their work. It's linked to better business outcomes, happier employees, and increased retention. How we work and where we work continue to evolve in almost every way, yet our human need for connection and purpose remains. Help your employees connect and thrive by evolving your culture to support your team, regardless of how or where they work. So discover how the Kindling Culture Agency can transform your company's culture at sparksomething.big.com. That's the Kindling Culture Agency at sparksomething.big.com.
CompUnetics is the leading developer of unified voice, video, and data collaboration and conferencing applications for the service provider, government, and unique workflow applications. The Summit Olympus and Evergreen platforms, driven by their encrypted user interfaces, enable powerful and secure collaboration. Combined with world-class support and innovative professional services, CompUnetics delivers the right solution every time. Learn more at compunetics.com.
This is TechVibe Radio. It's your front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation ecosystem. TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of CompUnetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, the Kindling Culture Agency at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, Savior at savior.com, and Studio Me at studiomeproductions.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank studios. Let's get the show on the road. Audrey, it is so much fun to be on air this morning because we're telling a pretty amazing story that's literally been almost a lifetime in the making.
Oh, it totally has. I can remember meeting Barb when I first started at the Tech Council. And Barbara VanKirk, that's who we have on the show today. And she's the CEO and founder of IQ Inc. And I remember meeting with her, talking about what her fortitude was in terms of building a company, coming out of Westinghouse, being like the only girl, only woman that was building something that wasn't like a service organization, but it was really something focused on tech. Here she is, again, one of my favorites in terms of against all odds story.
Yes.
And we're catching up to where she is today and this next iteration of IQ Inc. So she's brought her new partners in, and we're excited to meet with them. First of all, I love Portugal, so that's always a win.
It helps.
And it helps. It helps. And because you never know, if we open up the Pittsburgh Tech Council office there, that might be part of our partnership.
And we'll be talking about that for sure, because I've volunteered to go there for a while to help.
Of course you have. Of course you have, because there's nothing exciting about Portugal, right? No, nothing, right? Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So we have Barb VanKirk with us today, and we're going to get a little bit of historical framework, but then we're going to like really fast forward and talk with this new team that has said, we want to have a footprint in Pittsburgh and beyond. And they're planting a flag here. Yeah. And Barb is going to stay on for a while to make sure that she's driving this to the next iteration. Can't think of a cooler story. So exactly. I'm excited.
Exactly. I mean, when I saw the news release that Critical Software was like going to be basically taken over for IQ Inc., I was like, oh my goodness, because you mentioned before, we know, because Barb's been building this company for more than 25 years, and she was seeing this, so she wanted to take it and move it, and this was her way to do it. And so it was really important for her to find the right people to do this, because this is something this is her blood, right? And so I'm just so happy that this has happened. And I think it's going to mean some great things for Pittsburgh. So we're going to start this off talking with Barb, and then we're going to go through her story. And then we're going to jump in to our new friends here, João, Brito, and Filipa, Carmo. So like I said, it's going to be a fun time. So Barb, first and foremost, congratulations on this. This is definitely a milestone for you personally, professionally, and for all the people that work at IQ Inc.
Absolutely. Not just for who work here, but all the customers that we serve, all the clients,
Exactly.
It's 32 years.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh my
It's been,
goodness.
it's been a journey for sure. Yes, I had wild dreams of just making people happy. I know
Okay.
coming from a Westinghouse, very structured environment, you have some control of your career, but you follow a particular career path. I have been a life learner. All the people I meet and engage with, customers, employees, they all want exciting new things to do. Nobody wants to say, I'm doing the same thing year over year over year. So I was really looking to build a company that challenged engineers with stimulating projects and giving them the space to grow both personally and professionally and opening up the world to them. I always say I grew up in Westinghouse. I spent 14 years there. I started as a young technician. I wasn't even an engineer, wasn't fully college educated yet. And I grew up there and I learned a lot of great things at Westinghouse and took those great things and built them into my business.
Yeah. Just so many success stories coming out of Westinghouse. I mean, so much that came out, and it's so cool to know that your roots go there as well too. And Barb, Audrey and I have always been just curious. I mean, we've talked about this many times, but I think it's important to go through this. Is what it's been like being a woman growing a company like this. At the Tech Council, we want more and more women starting companies and taking the risk that you've done. Though we don't see enough of that, and we just think you're a great story to show that like it can be done.
It's so funny because over the years, I've been called a pioneer. And I actually graduated from Point Park University, and we are pioneers, which didn't really resonate with me at first, but I'm like,
Very cool.
wow. So we had actually started a little foundation called Hometown IQ, funded for Point Park for students that come from not the traditional student, but that's another story. That's another story for the future. But I never looked at myself as female versus male. Obviously, I went into many, many meetings, and I think Filipa and I were talking about this last night. I was one of one in lots of engineering classes, and being able to just break that barrier and tell a story and tell girls at a very young age that it's okay to be smart. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to hide behind something, but it's okay to be smart and go after your dreams, whatever those are. So it's been a challenge, but I think it's also I always seek to just like understand where's the individual coming from, where's the client coming from, what's the problem they're trying to solve before trying to come up with a solution or even proposing a solution. Help me understand what it is you're trying to do, what it is you want to do in your career, where you want to go. Help me understand that, and then we could formulate a story and a picture together.
So what did that mean for our people here who are on? Introduce yourselves. We have the new ownership of IQ Inc. Brito, you want to start?
Yeah, so sorry, I couldn't get you want my personal
I just want you
introduction?
to talk
Okay,
about
so
yourself. Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for taking us. It's a pleasure for us to be here. I'm João Brito. I'm the COO of Critical Software. I always worked at Critical Software, so it's an odd career nowadays. I started once I graduated. I did a big part of my career as an engineer because we are an engineering company first and foremost. And by the time I was a bit tired of doing just the same engineering work, I moved to the dark side. So I went into management. And that's where I've been since 2017. Along the way, I was here supported by Critical for a while, doing a master's in CMU. So I have a personal relationship with Pittsburgh.
Love that. All right.
So what did you get a master's degree in?
In software engineering.
Engineering.
It was a very interesting program because it was a joint program between CMU and the University of Coimbra in Portugal. And that included one semester here in Pittsburgh.
Very
Okay,
cool.
so
So you got a little
did
taste of Pittsburgh, and
you got a little
Yes.
taste
so
of
bad.
Pittsburgh. You got a little taste. What did you think back then when you had the one semester here? Because I know you study most of the time. You're in these programs.
Yes. Most of the time it's heavy studying. And the program was joined. So even while we were in Portugal, we had classes with people here and the professors here and following the CMU program. But what I could see was a vibrant city and a vibrant university and pushing the boundary. And we could really feel that we were on the edge of the technology at the time. So it was really, really cool.
That's so interesting. I had no idea of that tie, Barb. So that's really
Yes,
cool.
yes. Well, not
That's-
only João, but the founder, not only Brito, but the founder, João Carrero, also has a history here in Pittsburgh as well.
Same
Correct.
with Carnegie Mellon.
Yes.
Well, thank
Well,
you,
one for
Carnegie.
CMU,
Thank you,
that's all I can
Carnegie
say.
Mellon, if you're listening. Thank you,
Yes.
Carnegie Mellon, for this. This is another piece of why we can never underestimate the power of relationships and the power of people having connections here. So that's fantastic. So let's get back. What's the why now? Why now? Why now with IQ Inc.?
Okay, so there's the story of why Critical is moving to the US. And so we are primarily based in Portugal, but we always wanted to be a global company. We have business in Africa because of the Portuguese relationship with Africa, but we have nowadays a lot of work in Europe because it's where we focused on critical software, hence the name, safety critical and mission critical, and Europe and the Western world is where this is valued the most. And we wanted to expand to the US because, well, it's the most dynamic market and it's the one that can help us and value the work we do. So this move to the US comes from this global strategy. Why IQ? It's because we actually found a company that first, the engineering side is similar to what we do. It operates on the same markets that we do. But the most important and the key aspect that actually got the deal done is that we feel that the culture is aligned. So that helps, that works for Barbara and IQ, but that also works for us because when we invest, we want to embed the team and the company. It's not just it's not just the owner that comes here. We want to be part of the same family and the same team. And obviously the culture is absolutely key for that to happen. And what we found is a company that is similar to ours in terms of culture, which is cool because they are about almost the same age, the companies. Although Barbara now is the oldest employee of Critical Software.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
not oldest as in Barbara's age, but presence within the company.
exactly right.
Yeah.
There
I
you go.
like I like the way he reeled that back in. That
I
is-
know,
Yes, thank you.
sometimes I say things that it's not what I meant. So sorry, I get lost in the language sometimes.
It's okay. Sometimes people, no matter what language they're in, say things they didn't mean. It's all
Yes.
good.
It's all good.
It's
We
all
love it.
good. So what about Filipa?
Hi.
Let's-
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Audrey. Thanks so much for having us here. We're very excited with this opportunity. So who am I? I'm the CPO, so Chief People Officer at Critical Software. I started at the company 10 years ago, roughly. I didn't do my whole career at Critical Software. I'm a journalist. I studied journalism.
So did
I
Jonathan,
didn't study human resources or nothing related.
which
Yeah,
is great.
I used to work in a newspaper in Portugal, so a local newspaper, and I really loved what I was doing. Yes. But then a couple of years ago, journalism was struggling a bit, social media was struggling a bit in Portugal. So I got dismissed and I was made redundant. And that's when I thought, well, journalism probably is not going to give me a future. But IT and tech companies were booming in Portugal at that time. So We're thinking 10, 11 years ago. A couple of international companies were moving to Portugal, trying to create their engineering hubs in Portugal. So I thought, why not give it a try? And I was living in Coimbra at the time. I'm not from Coimbra. I'm from Lisbon, but I was living there because that's where I was studying journalism. And I mean, if you're in Coimbra and you think about tech, software development, engineering, well, critical software was what came to mind at that time. So I sent my CV to Critical Software and a couple of other tech companies based in Coimbra. And I was called. I thought, well, maybe they have something in their Marcom communication team. It was not like that. So I was offered a role at the reception in Critical Software in Coimbra 10 years ago. I took that opportunity. I thought, well, it's Critical Software. Let's see where it takes me. And 10 years, fast forward 10 years, well, here I am. I'm the CPO. I'm part of the management board at Critical Software. So yeah, it was a hell of a ride, I have
That's
to tell you.
great. That's great. One of the things that I heard, and Brito mentioned it, is this term family. And Barb has always used that word,
Exactly right. Yes.
Right.
family.
Right.
So, and that's a hard thing to really like articulate. People say that, right? People use those words. So
Yeah.
there had to be something that resonated with
Yeah.
the critical software team.
And it's
Definitely.
chief people officer as
Definitely.
well. I mean, you're all
Right.
about the people. So you're looking at the IQ people saying, I want to make sure. So you send something very good, obviously.
Well, I mean, I know that it may sound odd because Critical Software currently has, well, 1,400 employees, and we're part of an ecosystem that has more than 5,000 people because Critical Software has a couple of other companies, JVs, collaborations that are part of this ecosystem. So you might find it, well, maybe it's just what they say, but
Right.
what about what they do, or how do they live
Right.
daily? But Barbara was there, so I think she
Right.
can vouch for us. It's actually all about the people. It's all about the people. So I think this is one of the reasons, and João Brito mentioned, obviously, we want to have a footprint here in the US, but the people is also very important. So I think it was the first time, because we have been looking for companies that we could maybe make a move, try to acquire them, but there was always something that was missing. And I think it was the connection between the people and the culture. And with IQ Inc., I think the click was almost immediate.
So that is just fantastic because Barbara, I know, has been her number one in everything that she's looked at. So what can you give us like some examples? Because people use that language, like you said before, but it doesn't necessarily translate into something.
Sure. For example, when we say that people are at the core of everything we do at Critical Software, we have several internal initiatives that focus on our people. Like, we don't see them as employees, so we want to know them and bring all of their dimensions, also personal dimensions, inside the company. So this is not a topic that's probably so developed in Portugal as it probably is here in the US. But for example, the fact that we have a program where our employees have free nutrition appointments, psychological support, legal counseling. Also, the fact that we have a flexible working model approach, so you manage your own time. It's not like someone's micromanaging you all the time. We have a sabbaticals program, which we called Away from Keyboards. So
Ah,
I love that. That's cool.
what does that mean? What does that mean, away from keyboards?
It's us incentivizing our people to explore other dimensions of their lives that are not just work related.
And Jonathan, if I can kind of capture this in what I put down as a kind of a closing quote, at IQ lead with our hearts. And by embracing the servant leader model, we empower our team to find passion, purpose, and happiness in everything we do. And when we met Critical Software, we knew it was a perfect match. We share our shared commitment to people, ethics, and quality. It just made it the perfect partnership. And I believe it's something truly special and something that we should all just continue to foster and grow.
This conversation has made that 100% apparent to me. I think Audrey would probably agree.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We look forward to what's next. I think there's a lot coming around the bend.
What an incredible story, Audrey. So much fun being able to tell these types of stories. This is what makes our jobs just so much fun, and being able to see Barb really grow this thing from over 3 decades to something that now is going to continue to grow. So much fun. We're so glad everyone got to be a part of this. So Audrey, let's take off. Thank you everyone for listening. Appreciate you being here, listening to TechVibe. This has been Jonathan Kirsting.
And this is Audrey Russo.
And last time I checked, Audrey, we've been at the Pittsburgh Tech Council at pghtech.org for a long time, having way too much fun helping tech companies succeed. And we're going to see you on the next one. Thanks for geeking out with us on TechVibe Radio. Tune in next Sunday for more tech and innovation stories right here from Pittsburgh. Get TechVibe wherever you get your podcasts and never miss a show. TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of Compunetics at Compunetics.com, Chorus Call at ChorusCall.com, Highmark at Highmark.com, Huntington Bank at Huntington.com, The Kindling Culture Agency at TheKindlingAgency.com, PNC Bank at PNC.com, Savior at Savior.com, and Studio Me at StudioMeProductions.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank Studios.